Hello and a very warm welcome for KSG News for Aspirants. We are here to get you all the latest for your exam preparations, the shortest and the most concise and informative videos for your exam preparations. We begin with the update on current affairs that relates to the GS paper 3 economy, that relates to banking. Microfinance Institutions Network on the 5th of February welcomed the Reserve Bank's decision to come out with a consultative document to harmonize regulatory framework for microfinanciers. Harmonizing the regulatory frameworks will be applicable to various regulated lenders, NBFC, MFIs, banks, small finance banks and NBFC. Investment and credit companies in the microfinance space. The central bank will come out with a document in March this year. Now, what does this mean? This is a very important move as it will augur well for the sector as a whole and it further safeguards the interests of the customers. Considering the diversity of players in microfinance today, it is the need of the hour and MFIN has been proactively working on this through its Code of Responsible Lending. The Industry Association has also requested the Reserve Bank of India on the need for asset class-based regulation. MFIN has developed the Code of Responsible Lending in microcredit to bring different regulated entities including NBFC MFIs, banks, SFBs, NBFCs and non-profit or Section 8 MFIs to agree and adopt a uniform common code for customer conduct. As of now, the CRL has 113 signatories representing 70% of the market. Microfinance Institutions Network is an association for the microfinance sector in India. Its member organizations constitute the leading microfinance institutions in the country. MFIN seeks to work closely with regulators and other key stakeholders to achieve larger financial inclusion goals through microfinance. MFIN is a primary representative body and the self-regulatory organization for non-banking finance companies, microfinance institutions regulated by the Reserve Bank of India. MFIN currently has a member of 42 NBFC MFIs, which on an aggregate basis constitute over 89% of the microfinance business in India. And now we move on to some news from the world of science and technology. This relates to GS paper 3 and this is about international space. NASA has selected tech billionaire Elon Musk's private aerospace company SpaceX to provide launch services for an astrophysics mission to survey the sky in the near-infrared light. The planned 2-year mission is called SPHEREX, short for Spectrophotometer for the History of the Universe, Epoch of Reionization and ICES Explorer. Now, what is this exactly about? The near-infrared light, which though not visible to the human eye, serves as a powerful tool for answering cosmic questions involving the birth of the universe and the subsequent development of galaxies. SPHEREX will also search for water and organic molecules, essentials for life as we know it, in regions where stars are born from gas and dust, known as stellar nurseries, as well as disks around stars where new planets could be forming. The mission currently is targeted to launch as early as June 2024 on a Falcon 9 rocket from Space Launch Complex 4E at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. Astronomers will use the mission to gather data on more than 300 million galaxies as well as more than 100 million stars in our own Milky Way galaxy. And in some more updates for GS paper 3 Science and Technology, this relates to energy. Now, State-Owned Oil and Natural Gas Corporation or ONGC has cut the carbon emission intensity of its operations by over 12% in the last 5 years as part of making its operations more sustainable. It was revealed at the 15th National Convention of Global Compact Network India, calling for deeper collaborative tie-ups between all stakeholders to help the nation navigate through the unprecedented and unchanging times. Now, what does this really mean? According to a company statement, over the last 5 years, the Energy Maharatna has reduced its carbon emission intensity, that is tons of carbon dioxide emitted per barrel of oil produced by more than 12%. Remember, ONGC is India's largest oil and gas producer. CGNI platform is to engage and contribute to achieving sustainable development goals for people, planet, progress and peace. For the first time through virtual medium, the CGNI held the two-day National Convention of the GCNI on 4th and 5th of February with the theme Raising the SDG Ambition, Pathways for Sustainable Recovery and Growth. GCNI was founded in 2003. The organization has spread the message of the United Nations Global Compact or the UNGC to corporate India and has created a platform that offers a bouquet of services to its members to facilitate better understanding and imbibing the 10 principles of SDGs into their work culture and corporate governance structures. GCNI is the only agency in India driving all the 17 SDGs chartered by the United Nations. In the past few months, GCNI has taken to the online platform and worked tirelessly towards achieving the SDGs as we inch closer to the set target of 2030. The country's climate action strategies emphasize clean and efficient energy systems, a resilient urban infrastructure, and a planned eco-restoration, among others. Today, India occupies 5th position in overall installed renewable energy capacity. And in some more updates for GS Paper 3, this relates to disease. As the nations across the globe are focused on vaccination and breaking the transmission chain, governments and airlines suggest vaccine passports as a feasible coronavirus vaccine certificate that would make traveling amid the pandemic era hassle-free. As the sales of fake COVID-19 negative test results become more widespread, experts have also pointed out that it is important to develop a digital pass that can be secure and reliable at the same time. For decades, people traveling to some countries have had to prove that they have been vaccinated against diseases such as yellow fever, rubella, and cholera. Now, what exactly is a COVID-19 vaccine passport? A vaccination pass or passport is documentation proving that the individual has been vaccinated against COVID-19. Some versions will also allow people to show that they have tested negative for the virus and therefore can more easily travel. The versions being worked on now by airlines, industry groups, non-profits and technology companies will be something people can pull up on their mobile phone as an app or part of their digital wallet. As more people are inoculated, there will likely be aspects of public life in which only people who have been vaccinated are allowed to participate. In order to travel internationally, government and health authorities will need to know if you have been vaccinated or have tested negative for the virus. Many countries are already requiring proof of a negative test for entry. Moving on to news for GS Paper 2. This relates to vaccine diplomacy. Countries in queue for Made in India vaccine. India has so far supplied COVID-19 vaccine to 15 countries and another 25 nations are in queue at different levels for the jab. This is what the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has said on the 6th of February. There are 3 categories of countries which are keen to get the vaccine from India: poor, price-sensitive nations, and other countries which directly deal with pharmaceutical companies that make the antidote. Now, what does this really mean? Some poor countries are being supplied the vaccine on a grant basis, while some nations wanted it on par with the price that the Indian government pays to the vaccine makers. Some countries have direct contracts with the Indian vaccine producing companies and have negotiated commercially. The centre has already given the nod for 2 COVID-19 vaccines, Covaxin of city-based Bharat Biotech and Covishield of Oxford, being manufactured by Serum Institute of India in Pune, which are being administered to frontline workers from the 16th of January under emergency use authorization. Prime Minister's idea was to establish the country as the pharmacy of the world, taking advantage of the domestic capabilities and the way India emerged as IT leader during the Y2K issue. That's it for today from us. Do stay tuned to KSG News as we help you with all the latest for all your help for the exam preparations.